Hey y'all, it's Natalia back with another video. As you can see by the title, we have a story time. We're just gonna get straight into it. So this story time takes place my freshman year of college. Okay. Alright, so we have a few characters in this story time. So obviously, as you can see by the title, it says client gets beat up in my chair. What? Before you even get to jump into assumptions, I was not fighting my client. No, my client was doing the fighting, okay? And let's just get straight into it. Like, this is my freshman year. I was living like on campus in dorms, in freshman dorm. That whole freshman year was a time in itself, so yeah. My freshman year in college, I didn't have a job, so I decided, let me put my braiding skills to work. I was like, okay, I could be the campus braider. So I made flyers and I posted them all around the school. I posted them in like the common area, in the dorms, different dorms, really promoting my hair braiding business. Come on, students, come on, y'all. Like, I know y'all need to get y'all hair done. Like, come on, hit me up. I'm pretty sure I put my phone number on the flyers. I'm chilling in my dorm, in my room. I'm chilling with my roommate or whatever. And somebody texts me. I get a text message, obviously an unsaved number. I don't know who it was. And they're like, hey, like da-da-da-da. This is Betty. Now, Betty is going to be the name that I use for my client that was in my chair. Okay? So Betty texts me and she's like, hey, like, I want to do some faux locks, da-da-da-da. Like, please, like, do my hair. I'm like, okay. Now at first I'm like, A little backstory on Betty. So Betty was a part of a friend group that was not too fond of my friend group. So it was kind of just like, girl, I don't really care for you like that, to be honest, to be like, oh no, I'm not gonna do your hair. But it's also just like, I don't know. Yeah, y'all, so I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just do her hair or whatever. Like, I need to get to this bread. I need to get to this bag. Like, I'm gonna do your hair. She texted me, and this was kind of like towards like the evening time. I'm like, you know what? I'm not really doing anything. Like, might as well, do her hair real quick. It's full locks. It's not gonna take that long. Do her hair real quick and, get paid. So we setting up the time. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna wash my hair, blow dry, da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, whatever. So fast forward. So she comes with her friend. We're gonna call the friend Veronica. Betty and Veronica are at my dorm. They're at the door. They're like, okay, well, whatever, we're here, for Betty to do her hair. It was just real, like, regular. Like, it wasn't like, I don't know. Again, like, they were part of a friend group that wasn't really fond of my friend group. So it was kind of just like, girl, sit down and let me just do your hair. But after a while, you're just gonna be sitting there. Majority of my friends were in the room as well. So we just start the chit-chatting. Just talking or whatever, yapping about whatever. Honestly, I'm doing Betty's hair, so Betty is the one that's getting her hair done. But Veronica, she's just like sitting in the chair, just there, whatever, like waiting for Betty to be done with her hair. Just to be there. Honestly, like, I'm pretty sure we was not doing nothing. Like, nothing was really going on that night. Fast forward, maybe like 20-30 minutes. I don't really remember how long, but Veronica is like on the phone and like on FaceTime or whatever, and like, she's talking to whoever she's talking to. I guess she's telling Betty like some tea that like they know, but like me and my friends, we weren't really like friends for real with them, so we didn't really know what tea that she was telling her. But we all in the room, so we all like listening, like, girl, what's going on? She's like, yeah, like, yeah, people want to fight you. Basically, she ends up telling Betty, like, people want to fight you. It's these girls talking about they want to fight you. So Betty's like, I'm not fighting anyone. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, I'm not fighting anyone. I'm doing my hair. Like, I'm gonna get my hair done. And in my head, I'm like, period, because what? Like, don't come up in my room with all that bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nah. So now that she gets word of like these girls like wanting to fight her, I'm asking questions. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, what? Like, who are these people? Why do they want to fight you? Like, oh, whatever. So Betty and Veronica, they just go on and they basically are starting to like explain the situation, but they not really giving us all the like they're not really giving us the tea for real. They just giving like surface layer little little details, small minute details, like brief summary of like whatever's going on. And like I said, I was not really friends with them, so whatever tea that she was telling her, I really had no idea of. I was like, oh, that's not like my type of friend group. Like, I don't really hang with y'all, so I don't know exactly who y'all are talking about. They were also talking about like upperclassmen. I'm a freshman. Really, like, I've only been around the other freshmen. Mind you, I'm still braiding down her hair, getting the locks, attaching the locks, ripping the locks. I'm doing her hair still. We getting in, a little bit of time goes by, and Veronica's like going in and out of the dorm room, like in and out of my room, and like making phone calls and like is on the phone and da 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 da. So I guess she comes back, and she's like, "Oh, Betty, they pulling up to the dorm, like they really want to fight you, like for real." And I'm like, pulling up to who dorm? Like what? I'm thinking like they're gonna be bombarding into this freshman dorm and like coming upstairs and like gonna be standing in front of my door, my room, like standing on business. Betty is just keep saying like, I'm not fighting nobody. I don't know what the hell they talking about. I don't care if they pull up. I'm not fighting nobody. So I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Veronica gets back on the phone. I think somebody calls her, or she was already on the phone. Like, she was already on the phone, and then somebody like called her while being on the phone. I don't really know. I don't really remember. She ends up being on the phone with one of the girls that want to fight Betty. So they're just like kind of going back and forth, like having like a yelling match, low key, and they're kind of just like, yeah, like, are we coming up in there? And mind you, this is a freshman dorm. The upperclassmen on campus weren't allowed to enter the freshman door. I think they had to be like signed in or whatever, and leave their IDs in the front desk. Like, it was a whole like security process. Honestly, they were just being extra, but like I guess for this situation it kind of worked out, kind of, not really, but we gonna get into that. She's like, yeah, we're coming up in there, like we're aiming to fight, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, basically we're gonna name this guy, it was over a guy, unfortunately. To my memory, it was over a guy. We gonna call him S Dot. The girls that are on the phone, they're like, oh yeah, you was talking about S Dot, da da da, like my friend fucks with S Dot, like da da da. They wanted to fight her because of that, like, she had some type of relation with S Dot. S Dot had some type of relation with somebody else. Yeah. She's just like, yeah, we about to pull up. Like, we about to pull up. Betty is just like, I'm not fighting you. Like, that's it. Like, I'm getting my hair done. I'm not fighting. I'm not worried about that. I'm not fighting you. So I'm like, dang, Betty, like, yo, that's crazy. Betty, put your head down, though. Like, turn your head a little bit to the side so I can get this braid. Like, damn. I'm still doing her hair. A few minutes later, mind you, I lived on the 5th floor. Yeah, the 5th floor. Betty lived on the 4th floor, so a floor underneath me. And then Veronica lived in like another freshman door, but it was like diagonal from my freshman door that I was in. So we all lived like relatively close, but Betty's room was right underneath my room. They get off the phone with like a whole bunch of group of girls. We come to find out that Tony is supposed to be the person that is designated to fight Betty. Now, Tony is a upperclassman at this time. Tony is upperclassman. She is not a freshman. She is not supposed to have access to the freshman dorm. So a few minutes goes by. I'm still braiding her hair, attaching a lock, wrapping a lock, doing her hair. All the way from the 5th floor, outside in the parking lot, we hear a car pull up, music blasting, da da da. Then music gets cut off. We hear a whole bunch of people like in the parking lot, just like hella rowdy, hella loud. So one of my friends at the time, they go to the window. They're like, oh, are these people here for you, Betty? What? It's a whole bunch of them, a whole group of guys and girls. After they, pull up, after the group of people, boys and girls of upperclassmen, they pull up to the dorm. They're in the parking lot. Veronica is like, she's going, I think she was going like up and down the floor. So from the lobby to the 5th floor, just seeing like, oh, are y'all about to just like bombard through security and like just come upstairs through the elevator, like, So I guess she was like looking out for her friend. So that's why she's like in and out of the hallway. She comes back. She's like, yeah, I don't see anybody inside. She sits down and she gets a phone call. And I don't really know exactly who called her, but one of the people outside. they called her. They was like,
Veronica, I don't know why you're running around the halls. Betty, tell Betty, come downstairs. Da-da-da, stop roaming the halls. Tell your friend to come outside.
Veronica's like, I was just up and down these halls, the hallways, up and down in the hall, in the lobby, and in the dorm. How the hell did y'all know that I was walking around making sure that y'all didn't enter? She's like, oh my god, like that's crazy. Like how do they know that? How do they like, can they see me? Then she's like, oh no, I know who told them. She goes, yeah, because I seen Hobbit in the hallway. There's no particular reason why her name's Hobbit, but that's her name for the story. She's like, oh yeah, I saw Hobbit in the hallway. Hobbit must have told them I was walking around making sure that nobody entered the building yet. Now, Hobbit, now we're gonna get into how Tony and Hobbit are like in this situation. Now, Hobbit is the cousin of the girl that S. is supposed to be messing with, while he's also talking and messing with, I'm not really sure of those details, Betty. Did that make sense? Hobbit is the cousin, or related to in some way, to the girl that S. is messing with, while also messing with Betty. We're gonna give her a little nickname. We're gonna call her Peanut. Hobbit is related to Peanut. Peanut is messing with S. S. is also messing with Betty. Peanut and Tony are friends. See where we're going right now? Peanut did not want to fight Betty herself. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm assuming Tony was like, Peanut, you don't want to fight Betty? That's fine. I'm gonna fight Betty. I got you, friend. I got your back. So Hobbit is being a lookout for Tony and Peanut and their friends outside. Veronica's just like, wow, we got an op roaming in the hallway. We got a whole bunch of people outside ready to barge in and come and fight. And then we got Betty, uninterested at all and just want to get her hair done. It's crazy. Eventually, Veronica's like, Betty, I don't know, bro. You gotta, it's looking like you're gonna have to fight them. And Betty's just like, oh my goodness, like that's, Betty, I feel like she was really just worried about getting her hair done. And it's just like, let me know if I should stop. Let me know if I should stop installing these locks in your hair. Let me know. Because I know I'm not doing all this labor just for them to get ripped out your head in a few seconds. Like, that would be a little crazy, honestly. Betty's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me go downstairs to my room. Let me put my hoodie on. Let me get my shoes on me. Let me gear up. Cause now I gotta fight Shorty. I'm like, that's crazy, Betty. You about to fight them. And I'm halfway through your head. Betty's like, yeah, da-da-da-da. I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm like, you know what, girl? I respect it. Betty's getting suited up. Getting ready for this fight. Me and my friends are like, this is ghetto. Veronica is like, I'm making sure nobody just runs up in here and just attacks you. She's on the lookout. Hobbit is also on the lookout. It's just a lot of moving parts. I think we had all went down to Betty's room and we're all kind of just like, you're really about to do this? Like, you're really about to just randomly fight this girl mid-hair appointment? Like, what? She's getting suited up, da-da-da-da. Next thing you know, we hear that elevator. Ting! It's Tony, and we're gonna call her friend, we're gonna call her Paperclip. Tony and Paperclip come off the elevator, and they're walking through the halls. Okay, y'all, I forgot to put this in there, but Hobbit is the one that actually signed them in and let them come upstairs. Just real calm, real like, hey, what's going on? Mind you, I'm there, me and my friends are there, Betty, Veronica, and like I think like a few of their friends are also there. Betty's room door is open and we're kind of like just standing in the hallway. So she comes up to me and she, mind you, this is all like really like friendly, real calm. We're like, oh yeah, hey, how y'all doing? Oh, good night, y'all, hey. She comes up, she's like, oh, are you the RA? Like asking me if I'm the freaking RA. I'm like, no. Like, that was just random as hell to me. Because, like, what? Do I look like a damn RA? Like, what? Maybe I was like, maybe the way that I was, like, standing there really, like, looking like, what's going to happen? Like, what is happening right now? Maybe. But I'm like, no, girl, I'm not the RA, no. She's like, oh, okay. And then she just, like, goes past me and goes into Betty's room. So Betty's like, oh, like, I'm not fighting you in the hallway. I'm gonna fight you in the room. She had her own reasons for that. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Let me get in that room though. Scoot over. Let me sit on that bed. They're in the room now. They're having it back and forth. Apparently Tony had her own reasons to wanting to fight her, but it was also to fight for her friend. After like the bickering happens for like a few seconds, Betty's like, if you touch me, it's up. Tony's looking like, oh, is that a threat? Is that a threat? Because I'm gonna touch you. Betty's just like, go ahead, but if you touch me, it's up. If you touch me, it's up. Me and my friends are literally in Betty's room in the back corner like, oh, apparently if she touched her, it's up. So I don't know. Just in there, just being annoying, just talking just to talk. Tony throws that first, boop, and they just get the tussling. And the room is now destroyed. The closet busted open. It was getting a little messy. They get the tussling, they get the rumbling. Both do they big ones. They both get scratched up though. And in my head, I'm like, fuck, that's like 5 locks I gotta replace. They finally stopped, they finally separate. The way that they separated, the way it was separating them is just so funny because like random people were like in between of the fight, but they were still throwing punches. So like whoever was in the middle was getting hit. But yeah, they eventually separate, they go their separate way, they put their hoodies and whatever back on, you know, they're catching their breath. Where Betty messed up was, she tried to go back upstairs into my dorm, leaving her room, the room door unlocked and open, and also Tony and Paperclip is still in there. As soon as she leaves, goes into like the hallway, or like I think she was going to like the bathroom or something, I don't know. But she leaves that side of the hall with her room in it. Next thing you know, we just hear boom, 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 boom. Tony and Paperclip, they're just like trashing her room. They just like trashing her room. They're knocking down all her stuff that's on her desk, on her dresser. They throwing her microwave. They kicking the mini fridge. I'm like, damn, the groceries. Like what? Like what? So somebody tells Betty, they're like, Betty, no, I think I told her. I said, Betty, wait, don't come upstairs. You need to come back downstairs. They're tearing up your freaking room right now. So Betty runs. She runs downstairs. And they kind of like go back and they're like, what the fuck? Like, why the fuck you just threw my microwave? Like, what? Now Tony's like, oh, who else wanna fight? Like, who? You know, she's just like, who's next? Looking at Veronica, but Veronica was not on that timing. Veronica was very much like, no, girl, don't touch me. After that, we just come back up into my dorm and I like do a couple more locks, and then she was like, yeah, girl, head is thumping, face sore. I got to go. We will resume this in the morning. Next day, I finished her hair and the locks came out beautiful. I was not able to get a picture though. I don't think she wanted me to take a picture of her post-fight face, but you know, hey, understandable. Also, it's like, kind of needed the content for my hair page, but you know what? It's fine, I'm gonna let that one slide. That was a story time of a client fighting mid-hair appointment. Yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, put some peanuts, drop some peanuts in the comments. Thank y'all so much for watching. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video that I have coming for y'all. My name is Natalia, and I'm out. Bye.